Okay, once again, a fine good morning to all of you and brushing up with the topic. And I think it's much better that, as with regard to the portion of economics is concerned, we had studied about the poverty in India, the state of poverty, the reasons behind the poverty. We also studied about what is a poverty line. It's a mark of an indication. It is a mark of a measurement of poverty as with regard to the facilities and also maintaining that and calculating that according to the basis of the calorie ratio. To sum up, we will first of all also discuss once again that what are the causes of poverty in India. There are some of the evils which has not led India to develop much further. Such evils are what? That is the population ratio, the illiteracy rate, the problem of poverty in the country, the problem of unemployment in the country. These some of the evils are there which has literally not led India to progress further. So according to the economics viewpoint, we will once again conclude and we will make ourselves understand that what are the causes of poverty in India. According to your syllabus comprises causes of poverty, some of the anti-poverty programs which are being formulated by the government of India, how this poverty can be eradicated, what is poverty, what is the poverty line, and also the estimates of poverty. This portion is there in your syllabus, which you have to go through, which you have to make yourself understand. So, coming and discussing with the topic. Number of causes for the widespread poverty in India. The historical reason is the low level of economic development under the colonial administration. So the very first one was the low level of development under the colonial rule. Under the colonial rule. Colonial, the imperialistic power which came in India as a form of a trader. Either they were the Dutch, they were the French people, or they were the Englishmen. They came as a trader, and these English people, they came as a trader in the year 16th century. And after when they came to India in the 16th century, they colonized our country in such a way by their whims and by tact, they became our master. They came as a trader, and literally after the due passage of a time, they became our masters and we became the slaves under them. During that era, that is the period of 1600 till the period of 1947, when India attained independence, that time under the colonial rule, the economic development did not spread far and wide. Because English people, they absolutely corrupted or damaged our social life, our economic life, our educational system, and our religious attitudes. In each and every sphere of life, the English people entered into that. Leading to what? Leading to absolute stagnancy in the development process. They did not lead to development in any sphere. किसी भी रास्ते को अगर हम देखते हैं तो कहीं पर विकास नाम का चीज दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा था. Likewise, in this free India, we are witnessing what was there in 1947, what was there in 1960s, what was there in 1980s and what we are witnessing now. We are slowly and slowly seeing that in a democracy and in this free India, the process of development is going on. But that was absolutely opposite during the colonial. The policies of the colonial government ruined the traditional handicrafts and discouraged the development of industries like textile. It ruined the handicrafts and it literally damaged the industries. I mean to say over here that during the colonial rule, our domestic producers who were engaged in handicrafts, in weaving the cloth, and that was their way of life. But after when the Britishers came, they started to establish small industries. They took away our raw materials, and our raw material that was sent to London and that was prepared in the form of a finished product. And the same finished product came in India, and it was we people who had to buy and wear such type of dresses, such type of clothes. Which means our handicrafts, they were damaged. Their talents were virtually finished off. They were not allowed to creep up. So, अगर किसी का रोजी रोटी पर अगर हम हाथ मारेंगे तो what will happen? The same person will go on in the state of poverty. So literally the same thing happened. Moreover, whatever the factories were there in India, that is the Indian producers, their factories that was not given a good say by the English people. They were not encouraged. They were discouraged by the English people. And foreign made goods came into the market. That is why during the time of Mahatma Gandhi, we were seeing that foreign clothes were burnt during the non-cooperation movement. The foreign goods, foreign clothes, foreign liquor, each and everything was absolutely banned by the Indians. The women's, the children's, the students, everyone came down on the street and boycotted that during the movement of Mahatma Gandhi. Why? Because all the market, the Indian market that was flooded with the foreign goods. What happened? Our textile industry, producers, workers, they were discouraged at that time. So during the colonial period, that was also one of the reasons behind the poverty in the country. Whatever the talents our handicrafts were having, our artisans or the weavers were having, they were not allowed to flourish. They were not allowed to develop. And since they did not develop, they did not have any substitute. They did not have any other alternative what to do and what not to do. So finally what happened? They were made to sit idle. And since they were made to sit idle, so finally, hunger is such a thing which everybody will, which will strike every day or the other. If today I have eaten the food, it doesn't mean that tomorrow I am not going to eat the food. Tomorrow at the same time, I want the breakfast also. I want my lunch also. I want my dinner also. It doesn't mean that today if I have eaten, so I am not going to eat it tomorrow. That's a routinely affair. And same was the case with these artisans, the weavers, handicrafts, and the textile workers of the country. They were absolutely damaged. The work were corrupted, leading to non-development in the country. And since leading to non-development in the country, it gave rise to the poverty within the people. The low rate of growth persisted. The result was there was less job, and because of the less job, the opportunities and the economic growth within the country that absolutely deteriorated. Employment was less people were employed. And since less people were employed, that did not lead to the rise in the gross domestic product. That did not give birth to the economic growth of the country. That did not lead to the per capita income growth of the country. What is a per capita income? I had told previously also. the number of population employed divided by the total population of the country, that will give me the answer of per capita income. So as many people are employed, the better will be the per capita income of the country. So that time there was the problem of unemployment also. Because development works did not take place, there was the problem of employment, there was low growth rate, finally coming to a virtual stagnancy. And since there was virtual stagnancy, people deliberately did not have a very good or better standard of living. Anyhow or the other, they were mustering their bread and butter of the life. किसी तरह से जीविकोपार्जन कर रहे थे, अपना जीवन जी रहे थे. Anyhow or the other. So virtually that was one of the cause for the poverty in the country, the colonial rule, because the colonial rule did not basically provide for the development of the country. Okay, I am crossing over here, but some of the things as marked by the British people, some of the developments were done by them. That is the introduction of the railways, introduction of the post offices, introduction of telegrams and communication, the roadways, the railways, whatever we are having and seeing now, at least the railways and so on. All these are the gift of the English people. But looking at that aspect, somewhere or the other, you will see वो कि अपने लिए ही उसने किया ये चीज, because they wanted to drain away. And before, when there was no roadways, there was literally the difficulty in the railway system. तो पानी के यात्रा से जो है हमारे गुड्स को जो है वो अपने देश में पहुंचाया करता था, which literally took lots of time. And since it took lots of time, so what happened? They thought of अपने फायदा के लिए उसने ऐसा ऐसा चीज किया, जो कि आज भारत में रेलवे आप देख रहे हो, आप रोडवेज देख रहे हो, आप कम्युनिकेशन फैसिलिटीज देख रहे हैं, बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग्स देख रहे हैं, अंग्रेजों द्वारा बनाया गया. That was given by them, but for their benefit they had done that, not for our benefit. But still we are saying that development was very less during the colonial period, leading to the cause of the poverty in the country. Another, with the spread of irrigation and the green revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agricultural sector, but the effects were limited to some parts of India. The industries, both in the public and the private sector, did provide some jobs, but these were not enough to absorb all the job seekers. Unable to find proper jobs in cities, many people started working as the rickshaw pullers, vendors, construction workers, domestic servants, and people also did not effort to give their expenses regarding the house. They started living in slums. Another cause of poverty in the country was unemployment. Since the number of population went more and more, job seekers were more in order to satisfy the billing, in order to satisfy the want. Jobs were less, people were more. Population went on increasing and increasing, and the jobs were less. Although in the private and the public sector, although in the private as well as in the public sector, there were remunerations, the vacancies were there, but that was not enough to satisfy the demands of all the people. Only such type of peoples were engrossed as many were wanted. जितने लोगों की जरूरत थी, सिर्फ उतने ही लोगों को नौकरियां मिल रहा था, चाहे वो प्राइवेट सेक्टर की बात हो या पब्लिक सेक्टर की बात हो. बाद की, what happened to those people who did not get a job? Either they became a simple rickshaw pullers, or they became a vendors, or they just were worried about carrying out any type of a menial work, any type of a work on daily basis. they became laborers. Some of the people also left their village area and they went and resided at the city area, and living at the city area, they stayed there in the slum. For want of what? To carve out their livelihood anyhow. So that was also one of the reasons that since the population went on increasing, the number of employment that became less, there was unemployment in the country, and because of the unemployment, the maximum number of people could not get jobs, and because since they could not get jobs, so the lifestyle of the people that was ruined and people started to live in poverty. That was also one of the cause of the poverty in the country. That is why we are seeing that many became rickshaw pullers, many became vegetable vendors, and some of the people were engaged as a menial work, doing the daily type of a work on daily basis. Another feature of high poverty rates has been the huge income inequality. One of the another cause is huge income inequality. In India, we are seeing that although we have got a mixed form of an economy, mixed form of an economy means there is socialist method also, socialist economy along with the agricultural economy. We do not have the capitalist economy, जहाँ पर पूंजीपति वाले की बातें होती हैं. And in this form of an economy where what we say that we have got a mixed economy, जहाँ socialist pattern भी है, agricultural pattern भी है, परंतु अभी भी हम देख रहे हैं there exists a huge gap between the haves and between the have-nots. अगर गरीब है तो इतना ही ज्यादा गरीब है, और कुछ लोग इतने भी अमीर हैं कि परेशान हैं वो अपने धन के पीछे, नींद नहीं आ रही है उसे, लेकिन धन ही इतना ज्यादा है. और कुछ गरीब हैं तो इतना दरिद्री वाली गरीबी है कि भूख से उसे नींद नहीं आ रहा है, और कुछ लोगों को पैसे ही इतने ज्यादा हैं कि उनको पैसे के कारण नींद नहीं आ रही. There is a huge gap of inequality between the people in India. So that is also one of the reasons for the growth of the cause of the poverty in the country. Another feature of high poverty rate of poverty in the country is because of the huge income inequality. One of the major reasons for this is the unequal distribution of land and other resources. The reason behind is what? Because there is unequal distribution of resources. Some of the people are zamindars also, some of the people are landlords, and some people also we find in India, they are absolutely not blessed with a single dhur of land, a single acre of land also. That is the vast difference, because they do not have any resource by which the people could feel themselves secured that I have got a small portion of a land where I can get my land or the farm irrigated or cultivated, by which I can carve my livelihood. So, a small portion of the people are debarred from that. कुछ लोगों के पास इतने हैं कि 200-400 बीघा जमीन है, और किन्हीं के पास शायद इतना भी नहीं है कि जिसके लिए कहा जाए कि एक धूर जमीन भी नहीं है. They start working in the field of that landlords. They start working in the field of those persons who have got vast areas of land. So naturally, if such a type of a situation arises, what will happen? That will really give birth to the poverty. On the one hand, we are seeing some of the people are having a big portion of the land, and some of the people are do not have a portion of the land. So it's a universal fact, economic theory, that someone will be regarded as to be haves and someone will be regarded to be have-nots. That is the basic thing. Despite many policies, we have not been able to tackle the status in a meaningful manner. Major policy initiative like land reforms, which aimed at redistribution of assets in rural areas, have not been implemented properly and effectively by most of the state government. So, in order to remove this huge inequality, The government should come up with social reforms, with some of the land reforms. जमीन में कुछ बदलाव, जमीनी कानून को लेकर कुछ बदलाव लाने की जरूरत है, परंतु आज तक किसी भी राज्य सरकार ने इस तरह का नहीं किया. Although it is proposed, it is being suggested, लेकिन practical manner में it becomes very difficult how to implement that. That is why, because of the non-implementation, ये चीज लागू नहीं हो पाया, और नहीं हो पाने के कारण आज भी हम देखते हैं कि ये स्थिति बरकरार है, where the capitalists are the capitalists and where the poor are the poor. There is a huge gap of difference between the person who have got lots of wealth and the person who do not have the wealth. Many other social, cultural and economic factors are also responsible for the cause of the poverty in the country. In order to fill this social obligation and observe religious ceremonies, people in India, including the very poor, spend a lot of money. Some of the other factors are also responsible. Samajik, Arthik, Dharmik. By way of anything, the people are affected. Festivals are meant for everybody. Either it is the richer section or the poorer section of the people. So, even we find that poorer section of the people, they also spend money on various rituals, various ceremonies, by any way, चाहे वो उधार लेके करता हो या जैसा भी हो. बेटा का जनेऊ है, बेटी की शादी है, घर में दुर्गा पूजा मनाना है, या कोई पर्व त्योहार मनाना है, ठीक है, बहुत ज्यादा भी नहीं करना है, लेकिन थोड़ा भी करना है. उसी थोड़े के लिए भी कहीं ना कहीं पर से मुझे अगले से मांगना पड़ता है. So that also affects the poverty. That also affects the civil life of the people. If I want to get my daughter married, I will naturally go to the money lender and ask for money. That is also one of the social cause with regard to the poverty in the country. Ceremonies are held, जनेऊ कराना है, दुर्गा पूजा मनाना है, अनेकों तरह का त्योहार मनाना है. छोटा सा भी तो कुछ तो करेंगे ही घर में. So because of that also, it is being affected. So social causes, religious causes, economic causes, some of the other factors are there in which we find that poverty persists. And in order to finish off this poverty, the government should come up with several measures. And why government? Why are we to blame the government? First of all, we should ourselves observe that what can be the reason behind that. So the basic thing we can say, population and illiteracy. We should try to eradicate these two things. If these two things can be eradicated, then probably the economic system of the country will prosper. Every way, चाहे वो लिटरेसी की बात हो, या भारत की फूड सिक्योरिटी की बात हो, या भारत के अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का प्रॉब्लम हो, कहीं ना कहीं आप देखिएगा, अगर ये दो चीज को अगर हम संभाल लेते हैं, तो हर एक जगह प्रॉस्पर होगा. स्थिति नाजुक है, लेकिन 8 बच्चे हैं घर में, रमेश को, what will happen? Anyhow or the other, he has to feed the 8 mouth. And had there been only 2 children, then that tension would not have been there. It's very difficult for 8 children to go and get admitted in a very good school. So he can afford for only 1. What about the remaining 7? So naturally they will have to lead a very menial life. They cannot prosper so much. So causes of unemployment, poverty, illiteracy, such things are dependent or interrelated with each other. I hope so that we have concluded with this portion of. If finding it much more better, we will once again move on with another topic. And till then, I hope so that revise the portion and have a fine day. Goodbye.